Well, I guess I'm the GOAT.
You see the stains on the hoodie, you know that shit ain't mine. Complex verse was written with no design. I fuck the crack bitch raw, I'm willing to do the time.
Imagine being typecast as a
I know.
Like, yeah, Jason Alexander can never work again because he's George, but, like, at least he's not a right?
Yeah, I know. At least he's not Danny Masterton.
Yeah. At least he's not Diddy Combs.
Exactly.
Speaking of, I mean, welcome back to the Rapcast, guys. Like, we're back and better than ever, I'd say.
It's been a minute. It was 69 episode called Hot and Sweaty or something. I didn't
like that,
I didn't come up with that episode title.
That was all me. I thought that was going to get us the big bucks there.
We got canceled because of that.
Yeah. Well, we were gone for another reason, and we'll just talk about it. One of us was in some hot water when these Diddy allegations came out.
Like, I had to tie up a couple loose ends.
Yeah.
I gotta find it really funny.
And I was there too, but I was catering, so I was in the back. I was just focused on making the quesadillas.
Yeah,
for
you were
everyone.
Working there.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know.
If anything, you were taking money away from a known.
Exactly.
Yes. Huge P. Diddy fans here.
I haven't heard a single P. Diddy song in my entire life.
Really, only like the new shit. Like
yeah.
And really not the music, just like mainly that's just the kind of the stuff he did. Like, that's what I'm a fan of.
Yeah,
a big fan of the allegations. So I'm unfollowing now. I didn't know his music sounded like that. I'm sure that you've heard like a P Diddy produced track.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And I've heard P Diddy on like fucking Biggie Smalls songs or Joey Badass song here. Like that. I've heard him on stuff, but I've never heard like a solo P Diddy track on his Spotify, like just fucking.
Remember he was on some like Earth Gang tape or something where like there was like him like praying, doing a prayer.
Was that an Earth Gang tape? I know he was on the he was on the 2000 project by Joey Badass.
Oh, that's what it was. 2000, yeah.
I know. Yeah, so, Joey has been around to P Diddy for a bit too. He had Chris Brown on that album as well. So, and he's been quiet ever since. It's crazy. I mean, we're not going to talk about the allegations. That I'm sure it's old news at this point. You already know.
We are not a true crime podcast.
No, as much as I fucking wish we were.
The only crimes we talk about are bad music and cringy posts online.
I sent you guys a reel that you can check out at a later time.
Thank you,
Perfect.
Josh.
Reel update.
I love your reels.
But yeah, there's a lot. He's not getting out. The trial's in May, I think, so that's when we'll really start to figure out, hopefully, if he doesn't kill himself.
Yeah, true.
That hopefully we'll figure out who else is involved in this. There's rumors going around, obviously, fucking like Jay-Z and Beyonce, fucking Prince Harry is involved or some shit. Like
Prince Harry,
yeah, it goes deep, man. Usher,
a member of the British royal family getting in trouble for nastiness.
Usher was a victim. Usher was a victim, and then got Justin Bieber into the thing when he became a victim. It's like a cycle of fucking victims. There's this whole thing where like P Diddy isn't even the fucking top of the thing. There's someone that groomed him back in the day. That's like a whole. It's a whole fucking this whole.
It's a cinematic universe.
Yeah. The Diddyverse.
J. Cole vindicated for the time he punched Diddy.
Yeah. And what's funny is that ever since that thing came out of like P Diddy tried to car bomb Kid Cudi back in the day, everyone kind of realized J. Cole only rides bikes now. Like he's never no one's spotted him in a car in years, right? Like shit. Yeah, I can see Cole knowing something.
Yeah,
what's going on? But yeah,
there's a heightened sense of paranoia in the entertainment industry right now because of the Diddy. That's looming over the whole.
Because you don't know who is or who isn't.
Because the connections.
Yeah. And even if you're at the party, doesn't necessarily mean that you were involved with some of this shit, but you probably at least knew to some extent what was happening behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, but it's not necessarily there's an onus on you the second something comes out.
Yeah.
It's one of the things where it's like, go ahead, tell the world who's going to believe you.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
But
just going to look like
and there were rumblings.
Get blacklisted from the industry.
Yeah, and there were rumblings of like, oh no, there's no party like a Diddy party, right? There were rumblings of this kind of shit, but no one knew the severity of the freak-offs. The fucking hundreds of bottles of lube that he had in his house that was spiked with some sort of fucking hallucinogenic drug or some shit. Like,
Yeah, that was like straight.
It's some Joker.
That was like American Horror Story.
Yeah, it's some real Joker shit. And he was dressed as the Joker a few years ago for Halloween.
I watched that clip the other day. Yeah. It was Tyler the creator.
Like, yeah. Fucking hell.
And he was like, "All right, see you later." Like and then he just drives off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, I don't really have a ton of thoughts on the whole Diddy thing.
We just have to see how it shakes out. Like,
it's a reckoning that was long. It was. Yeah. It's been a long time coming.
It's the Epstein of the fucking music industry.
And just like Epstein, I think it will be sort of they call it a limited hangout, where there's a vast criminal conspiracy and let's all pin it on a handful of people.
Right.
Everyone else cut ties, sever their, delete all the pictures of you there or whatever, and everybody else gets to just continue on with their lives. A couple people get sunk and end up either, sleeping with the fishes or in a maximum security prison.
Yeah.
And they sweep the whole thing under the rug, and I'm sure some future abusers will, the world's going to continue to suck, I think, but at least we got one complete
we got a big fish for sure.
It's funny because my coworker Vince, he has a couple movies that he's obsessed with that he always quotes. Talladega Nights is one of them, and another one of them is Get Him to the Greek, which features Diddy, and he was he actually loved his parts of the movie and was a big fan.
Jesus, because isn't fucking what's the other guy's name? Who's the other main guy? There's Jonah Hill and there's fucking Russell Brand. Yeah, he's also a fucking
who's also had a crazy. He recently converted to Christianity.
Yeah, because he got on stage allegations of with him as well.
Yeah, that was a crazy time, and the fact that Russell Brand was this character, this comedy character, and then became a real life psychopath.
Yeah.
Within the course of 10 years or something, he was dating Katy Perry at one moment.
That's right. Yeah.
Or married.
What a colorful life to have lived. Wow.
And look at him now. He's doing podcasts like us. That's the great thing.
The fucking trenches.
We're on the same level as
all these celebrities doing podcasts. It kind of lowers them to our level,
Like the Hawk 2 girl we're on the same level as her, even though she already has millions of streams. And
I would argue that we've contributed more to society than the Hawk 2 girl.
I like to think more positivity. We've contributed more positivity to the world than Hawk 2, I'd say.
Yeah, has it led to an uptick in the quality of blowjobs in the world? This is speaking as an anthropologist. I have no interest. But, I wonder what the stats are in that.
That's true. Let us know in the comments how your blowjobs have been. No.
I've been noticing a steep incline in the quality.
We want fan interactions, but not those kind of interactions. By the way, if you're new here, or even if you're not, it's been a while. My name is Andrew, a.k.a. Young Jizz, a.k.a. Buzzkill.
And my name is Sean Puffy Cole.
Oh, he's here, no! Fucking ring the bell.
No, my name's Jason Voorhees.
The one and only. Just in time for Halloween.
Yep. The scariest day of the year. November 3rd.
Right before the fucking election.
Oh boy, let's talk politics.
Let's not. To my left, on ones and twos,
is Josh, a.k.a. JPC, a.k.a. PJ Martian, a.k.a. the Lumberjack.
A.k.a. voting for Kamala Harris this year.
Voting for the lesser of two evils.
Woo!
We're a Canadian podcast, so it doesn't affect us in the slightest.
By the time this comes out, hopefully World War III has not broken out just yet. Because we got more raps to talk about.
We got plenty of raps to talk about. We're going to do... Yeah, we're just going to bang through as much as we can. May split it up into 2 episodes. We will say Young Thug is free now as well. That just happened a few days ago.
I was a little surprised, but...
Yeah, me too.
I haven't been following the situation that closely, but by the looks of it, there were so many issues with the trial and so many mess ups and blunders.
The judge changed 2 or 3 times, almost went to mistrial a few times.
So clearly they didn't really have the smoking gun that they thought they had on Young Thug, and he got away with probation for 15 years.
But it's funny because he can't rap about any sort of gang shit like at all.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna turn into fucking Classified or something in terms of just some of the
or is he gonna
subject
go?
matter.
Is he gonna go country?
Didn't he do a country album kind of?
He did a album called Punk that was.
I thought he did one that was like kind of country-esque, but I'm not as well versed with his discography. He specifically said in the plea deal he wants to. He like, can I work with Gunna still?
Yeah,
and they were like, yeah, sure, which is pretty crazy.
But he can't have contact with any of his other co-defendants.
Yeah, I think he can't go to certain places. I think even in the country as well, something like that. Like he's
Atlanta, metropolitan area. He can't. But like, I don't know. The conditions. I've been seeing people say, "Oh man, he's going to go right back to jail." Like those conditions, like he's not going to be able to live by them. I guess we'll see. Yeah.
Well, I think a part of it was that he was supposed to. He could have taken less years on the probation if he gave up a lot of his material items, but he was like, fuck that, no, I'll take the 15 years probation.
Yeah.
Hey, fair enough.
Well, he had to, like, give up his Lambo and his mansion?
Yeah, and his chains and shit, yeah. But there's no Young Thug without that stuff to me. Like,
yeah, I know. Then he's just some guy named Jeff.
Yeah, just some schmuck. But, you know, if that happened, we could probably maybe get him on the podcast if we were like, we'll get you a Jesus piece or something, man. just come through.
We won't be able to be getting Lil Durk on the show, which
yeah,
sucks.
because we traded Young Thug with Lil Durk, which that's a great trade on my.
We were about to interview the biggest interview of our lives.
Yeah, that was tough. You know, we'll do a Zoom thing maybe with Durk. Keep it in your head tops. You know, keep us in your minds.
He uses his one phone call
for the Rapcast
on 3 white Canadians.
Yeah.
Who don't even really know anything about Chicago style.
All I know is that he's going to be in jail for all his life.
Are we cutting that part out?
No, I mean, I don't honestly, I read about what was happening with him, but I don't really know. I think it was something with Quando Rondo, who was like another rapper. They had some beef, and they like...
Yeah.
Durk's crew tried to kill him, but then ended up killing someone else, and then this whole, I don't know, messy shit.
It's... Again, we're not a true crime podcast, so we don't really know the weeds of all this stuff, but...
I mean, if Young Thug could get away with the fucking RICO charges, not get away with, but like have that... if he's like, can he get freed from that?
Yeah.
Like, I thought Young Thug was out of here. I thought he was going to be locked up for a long time.
Me too.
So, we're just a bunch of ignorant whites out here.
His lawyer, though, is a very not ignorant white. Because, like, how do you manage that when he was looking at like 100 years or something?
Yeah. He's a legend.
Anyway, anything else going on in hip-hop news?
Anything that we missed? I mean, we'll get to the music, but...
Oh, yeah, huge news. This is like the fourth headline on the hip-hop magazine.
Let's go.
The Lil Yachty versus Caribou drama. Ongoing. And I really don't even care like what the outcome is, but... your man Lil Yachty is looking a little bit cringe lately with his responses. He's very, the way he's reacting, it's like, I think he's hiding a little bit of something about...
Yeah, probably. You know, he's got a big ego, right? Like, that's not a surprise. And he's getting defensive about some of the shit that she's been saying, and they're both kind of being probably immature about it. I kind of already wiped it from my brain, so I don't really remember what exactly the beef was over. I think it was like he actually wrote like some of her verses on the Concrete Boys collab album tape.
She got kicked out of the Concrete Boys group. And then, everyone was saying, all of her best stuff was ghostwritten by Yachty, and now, she's nothing without him.
Yeah, she's working out as an Uber driver or something, or like...
I'm not really, like, that involved in this thing, but I just think it's kind of made Lil Yachty look a little bit dumb. Even for responding and getting into it. If it's all just bullshit... Yeah. Like, why are you even getting involved? Yeah. You should probably exercise a little bit better judgment on that if you're coming at it from Yachty's perspective. Yeah. I think he had a really good year last year, and now, like, I don't know. He's starting to rub a couple people the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing that his whole career with the Tupac and Biggie comments and, like, that kind of shit, where it's like, he's always kind of been a polarizing figure. Last year, he was probably one of the MVPs of the year with the Let's Start Here album and all of his collabs that he did with on Her Loss and things like that, right? His influence in the game. This year with the James Blake album, I think we both enjoyed it. Yeah. It's just in the Concrete tape, not quite as much, but Yeah, I think he's starting. It's a bit of the. I think he's getting a little bit of a big head from the a lot of the Drake interactions and shit like that, and just like
not being sure how to play that whole situation from his perspective, kind of getting caught in the middle.
Yeah, because in a unique situation where he was popping off 2016, 17, 18, right? And he kind of fell off for a few years there, and now he's kind of like back and almost bigger than ever, you could say. Yeah. So it's like it's an interesting predicament to be in, how to balance that, but.
And Drake continues to be in the headlines and dropping songs, but it's not really giving that same feeling anymore.
No, I think everyone's kind of like, he dropped like an EP, he dropped the 100 gigs thing, a bunch of like behind the scenes footage, which is cool. Like, I respect that as if I'm a big fan of someone, I would like to see some behind the scenes things of them.
That's true.
Recording their shit. Like, that's a cool move, but like the music itself just isn't hitting, isn't moving, isn't charting like it used to.
Yeah, dropping like tons and tons of archival footage of him making all his songs. I guess it's cool for the fans, whatever.
Cool for but if you're super into him.
It came off as sort of a desperate move.
He's just trying to. I understand, but like he's trying to not control the narrative, but push it forward and just like kind of just forget about it and move on. But like it's tough because like it's going to be seen away for sure. Whereas if he didn't do anything, that would also be like, oh my god, Kendrick got him out of here. He's done. He's cooked. He's not doing shit. Like. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
And even though like this beef is dormant or pretty much done for, it will remain in the public eye until at least the Super Bowl performance.
Yeah, or until Kendrick's next album, I think, or until both of their next bodies of work. But yeah, the Super Bowl, if he does not like us, that's going to be a That's what people are waiting on right now.
Getting called a pedophile live on stage at the biggest TV event of the year worldwide. Is not a good look for Drizzy Drake, and now you see him. He's like feuding with DeMar DeRozan.
I saw that was yesterday. Yeah,
basketball game
at the Vince Carter fucking banner night.
All the comments. I don't like Drake when he acts tough. Like
yeah.
And just continues to get smoked in the comments by K. Hive.
Yeah. Did you see that one clip of him going around where he's like oohing? And he like looks he's definitely on Ozempic or whatever because you can see his cheekbones like never before. It's like a cursed video. It's terrifying.
The picture of him with the braids going down.
Oh yeah.
Like man,
another fit he stole from Smino, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean everyone in the comments was just saying he's just doing a tribute to Snoop Dogg, blah blah blah. Right. But still,
which could be true, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because he dropped that little EP, but no, the song with Young Thug and 21 was okay, but I didn't really care about any other ones. In terms of other allegations, our boy, Kanan.
What?
Was,
from Waving Flag?
Yeah, man, he's
I was just listening to that song today.
No, you weren't.
I was.
There's no fucking way.
There's a playlist of like Canadian songs you forgot.
Was it the remix with Drake and Avril Lavigne and shit like that?
No, the original version.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's... I just saw some shit on Reddit. He was had some allegations. Josh's boy, Sky Fiera, as well.
Really?
Got, one allegation, yeah. I think it's kind of already...
you mean R.A.P. Fiera?
Yeah. Sky Fiera is someone else, I think.
I thought you said Guy
Fieri. I don't know who that is. Guy Fieri?
Yeah, who's your boy? Who's the guy?
R.A.P. Ferreira.
Yeah, he's in some hot water as well. Really? I think that might have already been swept under the rug, or might already have been like confirmed to be BS.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going around. I thought there was someone else as well.
It's going around. It's like you're talking about
it's
like
the flu season, man. Yeah, no, for real.
That sucks. That sucks if it's true. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, let me know if you find anything that's because I'm just seeing these Reddit headlines and not really.
I think we should really just promote abstinence for rappers. I think the safe sex thing is not.
I think Young Thug is about to do that with his new music. He can't do any much else, so he's gonna like.
We really need to go back to like after school specials, like special messages on the radio reminding you like safe driving.
Let's do one right now. Let's do one right now for the podcast for the fans out there.
Okay, I've been on the roads a lot, and the following behind like way too close has got to stop.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on with these people driving around?
Someone flashed their lights at me as well one time. I'm like, you're the one that's on my ass. Why are you flashing? I'm going fucking 130 in the HOV lane.
130 in the HOV lane. This guy's coming up with Drake bars.
That's an Action Bronson bar, if anything. If I had a naked bitch on my side throwing fucking nunchucks out the window, that would be an Action Bronson bar.
I'm in a grenade launcher on the GTA. What's it called? The DVP.
My favorite freestyles are when rappers stop and they're like, "What's that thing called?" that's my favorite part of freestyle. There was one. Oh yeah, there was one thing I saw today. Was it called "Vote or Die"? It was
by Lil Dicky. Lil Dicky did a "You Should Vote" song.
He did. I did see that. Yeah.
I didn't even click on it. I was like, I do not need this in my brain.
I didn't press unmute on that. It's new. I don't know if it's a song or an album. It's called "Vote or Else" by Benny the Butcher, Jay Electronica, Freeway, and Black Thought. They did something together. It's
what?
And like Jay Electronica is the last person you would think to be telling
Jay
people
Electronica
is telling you to vote. I don't know who they're telling you to vote for.
Yeah,
because I know Benny the Butcher is a bit of a right wing guy, right? Like, so it's like I'm not sure how that song.
I'll have to listen to that song and interpret the political leanings of the people, and I'll report back afterwards with who they're saying you should vote for.
Thank you, Alex, for that, for your honorable work that you do on this show.
I am a politics expert.
I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
I think we're in the swing of things now. Feeling good, feeling loose. They thought the Rapcast was dead.
I kind of wanted to start the episode like this. Rapcast season approaching. Fuck whatever y'all been hearing. Fuck whatever y'all been hearing. The monster's about to come alive again.
Nice, dude.
Get this bitch shaking like Parkinson's.
Yo, is that off the top, bro? None of us saw this coming. The year ends in an even number, mind you. We shouldn't have gotten this album. Tyler always drops every other year on an odd number.
Oh, right.
Since like fucking Wolf, I think. But he's changing expectations, saying fuck traditions. He's changing shit up.
Yeah.
It was even if it was only a few weeks of a rollout. He dropped the Noid song or like some snippets or something like that, and debuted his new character.
Yeah, the rollout was dope. You never see that. This is debuting at 6 a.m. in the morning on Monday morning.
And that's the thing, too. That's another fuck tradition thing he's doing. He dropped on a Monday morning, whereas like now everyone drops on... I think before streaming, it used to be like Tuesdays or something like that. Which I'm not really... I wasn't sentient enough to remember new music Fridays like that, or new music drops every week. But because of streaming, like in the way that the charts work, people always drop Thursday to get a certain amount of days to get in there to, like, you know, hopefully get #1 album or the most streams it can. Whereas if you drop on like a Monday, you're missing like 3 days of streams right there. Like it comes in at like on Thursday nights or Fridays or whatever.
Right.
But he's still, this album, Chromakopia, Tyler's Brain, fucking spanking new album, sold 250K, which is the most he's ever sold on any album. And it's only out of 4 days of being on the charts. So goes to show his level.
Wow.
Where Tyler's at right now.
So it's like it affects his week 1 numbers, dropping it on a Monday.
Yeah.
But he's still like
he still went #1.
His expectations.
Yeah, I think he outsold like he beat some sort of Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah.
Which Swifties were mad at him for, and he already addressed it, being like, "Fuck the Swifties" type shit. And I'm like, leave it to fucking Tyler, man.
You literally can't drop music now without becoming an enemy of the Swifties.
I know, yeah.
I remember hearing about how it's the Charlie XCX fans are mad about Jelly Roll dropping his album.
Wait, hold on.
Because
somehow the Charlie XCX fans are mad at Jelly Roll?
Because the Brat remix thing was #1, and then Jelly Roll was like, I'm getting #1 now.
Right.
And the fans,
she had a whole summer of #1, but she had Brat Summer. Let Jelly Roll have fucking Country Boy Autumn, dude.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of Country Boy Autumn in many ways.
Yeah.
And we'll get more on that later. But I like the thing about, Tyler is very particular about like how he wants people to engage with the art.
Yeah.
And it's like when you drop something, you have the attention of a large audience of people for a few days, a few weeks.
Yeah.
Because they're going to just move on to the next thing anyways. But, he's one of these appreciators of the album and the moments and the content and the experience and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he wants to engage with the audience on that level. Say like, yo, everyone, like he wrote a long post about all his favorite little moments in the album. Said post all your little thoughts that you have, because he hates it, and I do too, about people just saying this is mid, and not getting into any of the details of what makes it mid, what makes something good or bad. How do you actually engage with art, and don't be afraid to just get into the weeds on some stuff. That's what we support on this podcast. Not just saying it's good, it's bad, and then moving on.
Exactly, we want to get into the fucking details of everything. And what's good about him as well is that, like, to that point, he loves to promo shit and always talk about his shit and get people engaged in it. He doesn't like when people just, here's my new shit, and then just crickets, right? Like, he wants to create these moments for these people and, like, try to expand the world behind
some showmanship.
It. Yeah.
If you're going to actually demand someone's attention, make it worthwhile. Mm-hmm. And I like how in this album as well, like, he gets into content.
Yeah.
He says something about, like, I don't like small topics. I like talking about, or small talk. I like topics.
Yeah.
I like where he's coming from with his energy towards that. Yeah.
No, he's a true musician. Like, it helps that he's a great fucking rapper, but he, like, really cares about all the musicality behind all of his work, like the past. I mean, Igor and this album specifically were, like, all produced and all that kind of shit by him. Whereas Call Me If You Get Lost, I think, had some help. I think Pharrell was maybe co-producer on the song here or two, or something like that. But in terms of Chromakopia, I'd say just overall, I think it's fantastic. I'd say it's probably better than Call Me If You Get Lost, just because, not just because, but like, just like musically, like it's a bit more diverse. There's like more meaning to it. Whereas like Call Me If You Get Lost has definitely some cool themes and things like that, but it mainly is just like a ode to hip hop, straight up rap album. He's going hard in it, that's cool if what you like, and I love that album too. But this has more substance to it. There's more to dive into. There's more here. Yeah,
it's a bit more personal, and
it's most honest work yet, I think.
Call Me If You Get Lost was a lot hinged around the story of Wilshire, his relationship struggles.
Yeah.
Which Igor was like more kind of about the emotions of that.
Right. But going through the whole process of everything. Yeah.
But that was more of a character. Call Me If You Get Lost. There was this Wes Anderson travel bellhop.
Yeah.
Storyline kind of, but that was more of a metaphor. This feels more of a real life thing, although he still dons he has a whole look and a whole aesthetic to like the character that he's playing.
He loves playing characters. He's been doing that his whole career, even with early on in the Odd Future days with the ski masks, right? Like Wolf Haley and all these different kind of people, right? He's always been these characters, but now I saw someone made a good point that like this, or maybe it was him that said it himself, that this mask is a mask of himself. And like on the song Take Your Mask Off, which we'll get into, like it's all about, being yourself, being comfortable with yourself, and like being true to yourself. And Tyler's still playing his character with his hair done in this specific way, which kind of links to the I Killed You song, like, all about like hairdos and things like that. But the mask is of himself. So like it's him being more honest than he ever has been, but still maybe not being quite comfortable enough to fully take it off, or maybe that's just to help his metaphor kind of thing, or maybe he just likes playing characters and doing these things. But I think it's definitely a cool point to make for sure.
There's just like there's lots to chew on with this.
And by mind you, it's been a week since it's dropped, so we all of our thoughts aren't set in stone here.
The emotion, it's not on the same level as like Igor. I'm a complete freak. Like, but I just like how he puts emotion into it, and like I think after like doing this podcast all these years, listening to so much rap music, sometimes stuff just gets a little bit boring to me because I've already heard the whole story and I already know it. Like certain rappers I'm getting a little bit tired of or not as excited for their new projects. But Tyler gives you something to think about after first and second listens to this. So it's definitely going to be probably high up on my list at the end of the year.
But I saw some people online and my friends as well. I was with Fanny Pack last night. We were watching Goodfellas, but the whole time we were joking about what if it was a story about our life called the Goonfellas. But we talked about the Tyler album a little bit after we watched the movie, and Diaper Boy or
mixed opinions?
Rad Luso was like, be honest, Andrew. Chromakopia is mid, and I'm like, what? Like, I was perplexed. Siraj is like, yeah. I mean, Siraj hasn't really liked the Tyler album since like he prefers like the older Tyler shit. But they were both like, yeah, it just sounds like a Tyler album. I'm like, what do you expect? And also, do you want anything more from Tyler? Like, yeah, production wise, it might sound a little bit reminiscent of his older work, but he always has that kind of he has a style, right, and he sticks to it.
Yeah,
and I respect it. And he's not doing the same shit with this album. Like, this is a different Tyler. This is a moment in his career. Like, doesn't sound like any other Tyler album to me, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think like at this point we know the language that Tyler speaks in on his albums.
He loves synths. He loves interesting chord progressions. He loves bridges.
He loves a bridge.
Yeah, he loves a bridge. Oh, I wish I loved anything as much as Tyler loves a bridge.
Have you tried the bridge? You must.
It's the best, Jerry.
You must.
The best.
There ain't nothing like a good bridge.
He's not everyone's cup of tea, and I totally understand that.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
And I did notice that it treads upon similar ground that he's talked on issues he's talked about before.
Yeah.
Such as his relationship with his mom and his dad.
Yeah. But now there's new insights to it, though, this time. Like, on the track Like Him, which I think is a beautiful track, it's more of a, singer-songwriter type track, talking about how he's chasing a ghost, doesn't know what he looks like, but my mom says that he looks like me, he talks like me, he walks like me, he acts like me, kind of thing, referring to his father. And then we get this revelation at the end that his mom is like, this whole time, like, Tyler's whole persona back in the day that he used to get made fun of during the Bastard era was like, he's always talking about how his dad's gone and shit like that, like, get over it type of shit. And then it turns out that his mom was the one that kind of fucked things up with him, whereas, like, your dad wanted to be in your life, he was always wanted to be a father to you, but it was my fault that he wasn't, and I apologize for that.
Yeah.
And that was, like, a huge, like, that was, like, a whoa, like, been a Tyler fan for, like, 10 years now, that was, like, a big revelation. Because
it recontextualizes, like,
yeah,
stuff you've already heard.
Yeah. Even if it's a similar subject matter, it's in a different light. He's, I'm more grown, he's more grown. That's another big topic of this project, is growing up, growing old, and changing. So
I think when you get to the level in your career as a rapper, when you've had like 6-7 major albums, and you've explored a lot of your life experiences, when you get like new information like that, like it's like a new season of a show where they had interesting plot lines, and
exactly,
they kept me engaged. And that's what I look for from artists that have already put out 6 albums.
Yeah,
I need to hear some new insights that he's having, and he's definitely, now that he's getting to his later 20s, 30s,
he's in his 30s now, yeah,
30s. He's realizing certain things about life, and does he want to have kids? And
another big theme on this album.
He's still looking for love, which is the song "Darling I" really tapped into that feeling, and those were the songs I liked the most off the first listen. Was the more kind of sweet sounding R&B stuff that he does. With Chizo Touchdown, had a good feature on that. By the way, the fact that he put it out first with the no features thing,
and then added them on. Love that.
I like that idea, because I'm pretty sure
I think Travis was one of the first people to do that. With Astro World.
Because it definitely makes you listen to the album and get more surprised by
I was
certain features, such as
blindsided that Childish Gambino was on here twice. Like, it's in the background. It's background vocals. He's not credited now, but it's still like it's clear as day. It's Gambino, right? Which will be interesting if we ever do another Rap Connection 3 Degrees of Earl Sweatshirt type game, because like Gambino is definitely on that song, but he's not credited. So anyway,
it would count in the game.
It's gotta count. Anyway,
it was cool being like surprised by all the features on this and how they were incorporated into it. Yeah, I had when I was saying a point about how he's touching on some of the past themes of his music. One thing I noticed, which song was it? I don't know, the song about how other people have kids and I just have my nice cars and my cool outfits.
Was that Darling I?
Like,
I don't know.
I can't remember what song it was was on, but he's talked about that before on other albums. But he's kind of getting a new perspective on it now, and he tells a very personal story on what was it called?
Hey Jane.
Hey Jane.
Yeah.
I think about like a girl he was involved with in the UK, and they decided not to keep the baby.
Yeah, they hooked up, and then she got pregnant, and it was a really interesting and creative track of the first verse is Tyler's perspective, and then the second verse is the girl's perspective, which isn't the most like mind blowing hip hop concept, but just for Tyler the Creator, pregnant bitch. Tell my friends I had a threesome, and now he's doing this. It's mind boggling. This is the same guy. Like the guy I listened to Hey Jane, and I'm like, this is how is this Tyler? Like this is insane.
The guy who was talking about having a threesome with a triceratops in his first
stabbing Bruno Mars.
When we first heard his song
in his esophagus,
he was strangling people.
He was doing a pro-abortion track, women's rights matter type track. Like it's crazy. Yeah, and it's executed really great.
But that's one of the hallmarks of this new era of Tyler is like these songs about women or men that are involved in his life that he doesn't mention by name, but pretty much gets into the whole story of what happened with them. And it's kind of a secret between him and these people that he knows in real life. Yeah. But to the trained viewer, like I'm sure people are looking into this and know exactly who. Right. That's another thing he's reacting to in this album with the Noid song. Yeah. Grappling with fame and feeling like, they got these home invasions and people following you all the time.
Trying to take pictures of you while you're just eating or with your family or things like that, and just not trying to be bothered. You always look over your shoulder in case.
And he's always kind of had this him versus the world mentality in his coming through in his music, but now it's like from the perspective of being this successful, rich
this is as big as he's ever been, and now it's showing in his music as well.
But I think that kind of links into his concept of the mask, and he's putting on this mask to duck away from the world creeping into his life, and he needs to just embrace who he is, and
he's very self-aware of it as well in the song Take Your Mask Off. Like there's 3 verses. The first verse was about like guys from the burbs that want to be respected and not be like seem as a lame or a loser, so they get face tats, they do this stuff, they go to jail, they fuck up their life.
They act like they're tough when they're not, when they're really just like a drama kid like him.
The second verse was, I think it was the pastor.
He was like secretly gay.
Yeah, and he's hiding himself.
And then it's like the housewife who's bored, who has like a stable life, but has all their...
She lost her last name and her first name is Mama. Like
and there's something about like the dreams are on the shelf or something. Like, it was good. It was songwriting 101, and on that song, like I almost caught glimpses of Kendrick in terms of social commentary. A conscious way, like jumping around different people in society and what they're hiding and what they,
Well, that's not a surprise because he was a big advocate for Mr. Morale, and he kept like bigging it up, and he was explaining that was like, I don't like how people don't promo their shit, like Kendrick just drops it and fucking goes. Like Tyler was like, no, he should be talking about this, he should be doing music videos, he should be doing all this because it's such a great album. And I think it shows in how I think he really took it to heart with it started with the Sorry Not Sorry song from the Come If You Get Lost Deluxe, of him being kind of more honest and killing his alter egos, things like that. And now this is almost his kind of Mr. Morale in terms of just being really self-aware, honest with himself, and kind of spilling his guts.
There's a definite link between the two projects. I think so as well.
But on the Take Off Your Mask song, on the 4th verse, he's talking about himself, or how people might perceive him, how he's getting older, he's been paranoid since 19, his clothes aren't selling, beats aren't placing, songs aren't charting. I mean, obviously that's not true, but like, a version of himself kind of thing, like what he thinks of himself maybe. Why he's scared being a parent, how he needs therapy, but then again, he needs to just be true to himself, stop wearing a mask. It's pretty cool to hear him rapping about.
I enjoyed the Daniel Caesar contributions to this album as well.
He's all over it,
He was on St. Chroma.
St. Chroma, the first track, he was, a big part of that one.
And I think Take Your Mask Off, and I think maybe at least another track.
He was on Balloon as well, with Doechii, which is really cool. Doechii's been having a great year as well.
Yeah.
We can talk about her project a little bit later on, but she almost kind of reminds me of Tyler in a way. Just her like energy and her like just her vocals and her enthusiasm on the mic is really cool.
Yeah, and she's got a
and
bit
versatility,
bit of
as well.
quirkiness, but she can still kind of act tough.
Exactly.
On the track as well.
But she has the bar, I'll air this bitch out like a queef.
Yeah.
That's a Tyler bar. Like, come on, like that's.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Doechie's an interesting one because she had major success with that one song.
What it is, oh,
what's up? I'm a good girl and a love.
Yeah. That's a great song. I like that song.
If you put it down, I'ma pick it up.
Yeah.
But it was like such a random like radio R&B
it's a TikTok
type song,
pop track,
and then you listen to her album, and she's like
grimy rap shit.
Yeah. But she's a really talented rapper.
Yeah.
That there's way more to her artistry than probably like her most well-known song.
Yeah.
So she's probably seeking a bit more of the attention of the hip hop head fan base, and I think she's getting it with her album
and her placement on here as well.
I heard some of it a while back. I kind of would need to listen to it again to get more thoughts on it. But
some other female artists here that Tyler is picking up is Glorilla and Sexy Red on Sticky.
That song was nuts.
That's insane. That's like it reminded me of fucking what's the fucking Big Clip song? Like the one that everyone used to do like on the lunchroom tables, like the fucking drum pattern. Like it reminds me of it reminds me of Grindin', like the drum patterns and shit, just like the anthemic quality of it.
Yeah, the beat, the way that it builds, and
the crazy horns and just like it's
he
nuts.
Really had fun with it, and like
got Lil Wayne in the mix too for like 4 bars, like it's dope.
He's really showing like a confidence and like a campiness or a whimsical kind of attitude where it's like, at this point he knows this isn't like Cherry Bomb or whatever where he's still trying to like prove himself or whatever.
Yeah, or
like,
he's still trying to figure out his sound. Like he knows who he is and he knows that he can kind of do whatever the fuck he wants and still people are still gonna probably fuck with it, or at least a certain amount of people will.
And like he's it sounds really weird at the beginning of the song, basically, and you're not sure what's the point of this, where is this going, kind of thing. And like the reason I bring up Cherry Bomb is because it kind of reminds me of like a Smucker's was like a huge moment for him, having Kanye and Lil Wayne and him rapping on a song together.
That's like an all-time song too for me.
But he's in a way different place now where he can come on being so silly at the beginning, singing in like a high-ass voice.
Yeah, talking about, I don't care about your pronouns, I'm that dude, ain't that bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
and then bringing on from Glorilla and Sexy Red and Lil Wayne, and the beat, and then he comes on again after and delivers a great verse.
Yeah, kills it.
With those typical Tyler, the Creator style horn backing that's kind of lends itself to his like zaniness, I guess. Yeah, just how far he's come and how comfortable he is in his bag on that one was really cool to see.
No, it's great moment on
the tape.
And
Lil Wayne, like he gave like a few lines. But it was still great. Like
I think that's a pretty good streak now, because I think this album, in terms of talking about like breaking traditions, I think this is his first album since I think Cherry Bombs did not have Pharrell on it, or some sort of Pharrell contribution.
Really?
Because I mean, he was on Wolf. I know he was on the I Fucking Hate You song. I don't know if he was on Cherry Bomb. That's one I don't listen to all that much anymore.
No, I think he was on the song Okaga.
Oh, maybe
at the end, maybe.
Yeah, that's sure. Yeah, maybe. And then I think he was on all of them except for Now. But Lil Wayne's been on the past few. He wasn't on Igor, I don't think, actually. But he was on Flower Boy, Call Me If You Get Lost, and on this one.
Oh right, yeah.
It's all been like kind of short verses, but like it just makes me want a Tyler produced Wayne project so bad.
Dude, it'd be sick.
Let's see. You get into some of the other tracks. I mean, there's not really a track that I disliked, but we don't have to get like too into them.
There was a pretty funny line on Ratata about Diddy.
Oh yeah, he's never in the Hamptons, dick riding in a white fit with the white party shit. That's jokes.
Yeah. I like how, he's coming out strongly against Diddiness.
Yeah, I was on the Rat-ta-ta song. I was getting Cherry Bomb-esque vibes on this one as well, just the zaniness. Like this album to me is like a mix of like a Cherry Bomb, like an Igor a bit as well, in terms of just the creativity and like some of the more vulnerableness, and then still a little bit of the Call Me If You Get Lost, like Braggadocio, fucking like I'm that dude kind of shit. So it's not like it's unlike any of his other work, but like it's a mix of some, but it's still its own thing to me.
Yeah, the energy on that one was infectious.
Yeah, I'm a bona fide face sitter, box muncher. Called himself a box muncher out here. I can't believe it.
Munching boxes as far as the eyes can see.
I like the whole bar at the end of this one. Me and Lionel Boyce in drama class. My boy can act now. Was really odd future. All them other people whacked out. The biggest out of the city after Kenny. That's a fact now.
Yeah.
Bars.
He's really repping the OF crew and championing them for all the different career moves.
Because Lionel's on the Bear.
Taco's an actor.
Lionel's on the Dickie's show. Earl's still killing it. Frank is... Fuck knows where Frank is, but hey.
Jasper is...
he was in Jackass.
Right.
He was in the Jackass movie.
He's probably doing good. Who was the one that got like disowned? Who was talking shit?
I think it was Haji Beats. I think he was talking shit at some point. I think they patched it up, but I think pretty much like most of Odd Future is going to be at the Camp Flognaw this month. Nice. I don't think Haji Beats is there. But like Damo's there, Earl's there.
He's still cool with Damo Genesis.
Mike G's there, Left Brain's there. I think like Sid is probably there. You know, like he's still tight with these people. But I think Haji's the one that kind of. Yeah,
and Gold Link's not going to be there. That was the one beef he had as well.
With Gold Link, what did he do? He did beef with Gold Link.
Gold Link was saying some whack shit on the.
I know Anderson .Paak had a beef with Gold Link because he was talking shit about Mac, kind of. And Anderson kind of got on him on that.
Yeah, what the heck's going on with Gold Link these days?
I don't know. He's kind of a hater. I don't know. I haven't kept up. That song with Tyler though, the "You Say" song is fucking. I love that song.
I want to know more about the Damo Genesis Nelly Furtado relationship. Like, they were married, right?
I think it was Damo, yeah, or it might have been someone else in the Odd Future, but I think I think so.
The fact that one of the Odd Futurites was hitting Canadian Portuguese legend.
I know.
Nelly Furtado.
We gotta get her on the show.
Who's back? She's back.
She's back. Let's go.
She's putting out a new album.
Perfect.
And she looks better than ever. So let's just.
We'll tune into next Rapcast. We'll talk about it, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll do a quick little track by track here, at least some of the stuff that I have down here. I like how, at least on this album as well, Tyler's mom is kind of replacing DJ Drama in terms of just like some of the spoken word shit that's said on here, kind of giving him advice and kind of setting up themes, helping transition songs.
Yeah, because
I think it's cool.
She had a small part in Call Me If You Get Lost, right?
Yeah, she had Mama Talk. It's a 40-second song.
So that was them soft launching Mrs. Okonma. And now she's
a star in her own right.
The next album's going to be all her.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm still trying to wrap my brain around, because on this Saint Chroma song and a lot of the music videos, like this song has like a military chant kind of style to it, and a lot of the music videos have like that kind of militant thing.
Right.
Like, what does that really have to do with the themes, the concept of this album? I'm not entirely sure. So it's still something that I'm thinking about.
I think a lot of it has to do with Tyler's love for. A man in uniform.
The color green. Yeah.
But like even with the see you again video with the naval
he was on the ship, yeah.
On that one. I think he has a certain fascination with just being on a boat with just guys.
Yeah.
No, but I mean I think there's if I would have to guess it was, something about being a soldier is kind of like putting a mask on or putting on doing what's expected of you, and then like longing to break out of your
could be it. Yeah.
That's where I would go with it if I was.
Let us know your theories in the comments. I'm sure they won't. He mentions this on the Saint Chroma song again, this conversation that he had with Pharrell in Italy. I think he mentioned it on maybe Flower Boy and Call Me If You Get Lost now.
They talked for hours.
Yeah. He said I could do it, and boy did I believe him. I built a path of freedom, because them words that he said, give a fuck about tradition, stop impressing the dead. So that was must have been literally a life-changing conversation he had with Pharrell, because ever since then it's been skyrocketing.
Pharrell's gonna become a fucking motivational speaker.
Unless he gets taken down in the fucking Diddy case. Who fucking
Pharrell's
knows? Pharrell's been around for a while, so I don't know.
I gotta keep it 100 though. Pharrell did some Zionist
He
shit
did.
back
He
in the day.
performed in
day,
fucking, Israel not so long ago.
he could have said no, but he took the big money
Yep.
from big Zionism. But you know what? Like he has some of the best songs ever, and also some of the worst songs.
Oh yeah,
ever.
no, yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like he's like Lil Wayne in that regard as well. Like,
Because I'm happy.
I mean, is that a bad song though, or is it just overplayed like a
bad.
motherfucker?
Honestly, we had to play our orchestra in high school had to play a
That's jokes.
happy thing, and I was the one doing the trombones going.
Yeah.
And it really annoyed me. But our fucking music teacher had like a Minions shirt that he would. There was a Minion on the back of the shirt, so we'd be facing the crowd, so that that really got the audience popping. We went to Winnipeg and did a whole thing.
I think I remember that. Yeah, we did Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack at one point.
Oh, dude,
Which was pretty
We
good.
did the Incredibles theme. That was
it's fucking
awesome.
sick.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
I remember there was one time, it was for music class, we had to do this thing. We'll go back to the album in a second. It was like you had to do some sort of like, you had to perform somewhere, or like do some sort of extracurricular music thing. So it was me and my two buddies, and there was like some garden party. And we're like, okay, let's just, it's such a weird combination too. It was a tuba, a trombone, and a clarinet. Like, they don't really go all that well together. Two brass and a fucking woodwind.
Yeah, you can't really hear the clarinet.
I did that too, actually. I went to that garden.
Okay, so you're at the same garden party. I think that might have been the white party on it. The
Diddy party.
That might have been a Diddy party, honestly. There was some shit there we saw. But we did for whatever reason, because it was a poppin' song at the time, but we did a orchestral version of Here by Alessia Cara. That was my idea too, and I'm like, let's just fucking do it. We printed out the shit and we did it.
I think that would actually work.
Sorry if I feel
Yeah, it was pretty dope. Yeah,
That sounds pretty fire, actually. That sounds like it would really
I
work.
just wanna kick it.
yeah. Not the Logic remix of that song though, unfortunately, because I think Logic did a remix.
Whoa,
of that song.
I don't want to be here where all these mad people on the internet. The freaking
I'm still a bad. I've been a bad. We'll get there. We'll get to Logic. Don't worry, people.
Oh man.
Yeah, Sync Chroma does a good job of just setting up some of the themes for the album: getting older, being behind a mask, not hiding your light, self-reflection.
Right. So the light thing, that was another concept that I would like. If you would read about on the internet, they'll probably explain exactly. But I only kind of like the Chromakopia is like chromo. Like, what does that really mean? Like,
it was something, because chroma was like color, right? Copia, I'm not entirely sure, but it was something to do with like a
copia of, like...
Yeah, I think it's like a collection or explosion or a thing of color, like, and I think with one of the teasers of, one of the first teasers, I think it was of the Noid track, there was some sort of, it was black and white, and there was an explosion, then everything turned to color.
Right.
Which, again, yeah, there's still, layers there that are, can be dived into, but in terms of the whole like not hiding your light thing, I think that's just another branch of like the not hiding behind your mask kind of idea. Just always being yourself. I
think it was supposed to be like supposed to take the personification of like this character from like a children's book or something. I'll have to look it up again.
Yeah, again, we're still it's been
more
a week.
Research needed.
It's been a week, so yeah, there's still plenty of stuff to dive into. That's what I'm looking forward to.
What I like about that is that like just it's strong conceptually.
Yeah,
with the visual and matching the.
He's always good about that. He's always That's why he's such a well-rounded artist, and he has it all on lock. He has the stage performance. He has fucking all the music videos, the visuals on lock.
The Chromakopia has a specific font.
Yeah,
color scheme.
It's Brat-esque too.
Chromakopia is like a word you could just Google and that'll come up. Like exactly. It's not called like My Life and Times or whatever. It's like a word that kind of summarizes everything he's going for in this album. So, very cool, very good artist.
Nice Borat.
Oh boy,
what's up?
Tyler allegations?
No, it's just like the Billboard.com article could have worded this better. Throughout the project, Tyler speaks on his consuming paranoia, and his desire for children. That could have been worded a little better.
That's about the newest Diddy joint, eh?
His thirst for a child.
I know.
For a child of his own.
Other angsty plights that come simply from...
Check those White Party tapes. There might be something there. Who knows? Yeah, one of the first taste that we got the album, but we are talking about Ratata a little bit. First taste we got was Noid. Yeah, we talked about this one a little bit already. Just the idea of being paranoid. Talking about the music industry, crazy fans, relationships.
I really enjoyed the sample use on that one. I think it was like a really rare rock and roll track from an African band in the 70s or something.
Yeah, I think it was like some Nigerian, and I think there was a translation I saw of what they were saying. Can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it sounded good too. Like it was cool. I liked it a lot.
It really matched the what was he was going for.
Yeah,
writing wise.
Yeah, his last verse, because the music video cuts off, but he has a verse after that, which is really dope. Just not want to take any pictures. Wants privacy, but knows he can't have it. Talks about, people are trying to hack him and the fucking tap his phone and shit like that.
Give me some rough drafts or something.
And how the fans don't really know the real him. And I like the whole, they want info about me, read a book on me. Like, just lets that, hang out for a little while. I think it's fire.
Here we go. Before the album's release, publications speculated the album could be based on the story of Chroma the Great, the powerful conductor whose orchestra creates the colors of the world, from 1961 children's novel The Phantom Toolbox.
Oh, it was all from this 1961 novel. How did I not get that?
It all makes sense. It's all falling into place.
I must have been sleeping during that day in a language arts class.
Dorks, I don't know what dork is, but Dork Jake...
You're a dork.
What is this?
Woo!
Yikes.
The Rapcast is back. New episodes.
Are you going to take that?
It's a dork as a magazine, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, the magazine.
Josh
right.
subscribed to it.
Boom!
I'm trying to get through this.
He's trying to help.
I'm trying to help, and y'all are fucking...
I'm trying to contribute to the podcast, Alex.
New Rapcast every Wednesday. We shit on everything Josh says.
He notes that the character ties to the album's aesthetics, but has little impact on the lyrical material.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's what the sort of like the military thing at the beginning.
It's definitely too similar to be a coincidence, so it definitely has something to do with it.
Yeah,
but that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
You're appreciated.
I don't feel it. I wish I could say that I feel appreciated, but
when we get to the Big Sean album, we're going to work through all of this, guys, together, okay? So we'll just...
Link to donate to Josh's
my
sympathy fund.
My the human fund.
Yeah. Money for people.
Next track, Darling Eye. This is one of your favorites. This is kind of his What's Your Name? His kind of summery, poppy R&B type track. But it's really great. Tizo Touchdown has great backing vocals. Song about how he can't settle down, fuck monogamy, keeps falling in love with different people for different reasons, gets things out of different people, gets different things out of different people.
I saw a funny tweet in the day, after this came out, where someone was saying, man, you can't even listen to a new rap album without hearing a government-mandated Tizo Touchdown verse these days.
They're really shoehorning him in last year, and we're still seeing some runoff from that.
And it's I love, I just love going through all the responses and comments on that, on posts like that. And I feel what they're saying, but I do like Tizo Touchdown. His contributions are not bad.
Yeah, he's a good singer.
But I'm not I'm not gaga for him either.
Yeah, no.
But it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the best thing, but
yeah.
It works for Tyler because he has certain limits to his singing ability, and it's nice to just bring in other voices him, Daniel Caesar, others.
Gambino, I like the bars on the ending bar on the Darling Eye. He says, well, when the gray hairs finally come, at least I'll felt something if I ain't found the one. Nobody could fulfill me like this music shit does, so I'll be lonely with these Grammys when it's all said and done.
Yeah, he really explores the concept of wanting love and relationship, but also still having freedom, the ultimate freedom to do what he wants in life. Mm-hmm. And that's partly why, he hasn't had a kid up until now. In the other song where he's talking about a girl, Hey Jane, a girl that he meets, he really admires a girl that's a free spirit. And he sees himself, we could just ride bikes off into the sunset with you, me, and Frank and Earl.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a fantasy life. That's not really what the real world is like.
Yeah, on the Hey Jane song, it's talking about how, like, we don't really even know each other yet. And it's funny, he was like, we haven't been on a boat trip yet. I'm like, most relationships don't go on boat trips. I don't know, I hope he realizes that. But it's funny, just
I like to wait a year before I take a girl on a boat
trip. Yeah. Because you never know, water in the middle of fucking nowhere. Who knows?
She can go down.
Yeah.
Especially with the lake we live by. Shit.
Dude.
Could fit a lot of bodies in that lake.
Not that I would know.
No.
They
They don't know which lake we're talking about, though, so we're good.
Oh, yeah, we're good. The I Killed You song was cool. I didn't realize that song was about, like, the relationship that black people have, like, to their hair and, like, the cultural significance and, like, the heritage there.
Yeah.
I just listened to it, I'm like, oh, this is cool, but then I listened to it with the lyrics, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is cool. Cool idea. Not one of my favorite tracks, but it's cool, it's well done. Gambino is on the background vocals of it, which I love. Like, my 13-year-old self was fucking punched in the air. I was fucking so excited that has finally happened. Even if it's just a little bit.
White boys, we eating tonight.
American Thanksgiving is pretty much here. And I'm getting stuffed. Moving on. Judge Judy also has some Gambino vocals on it as well. This is a cool one. Really interesting production. And it's an interesting story, and it's kind of a weird. It's kind of getting into a little bit of Tyler's like freak shit about how he's might be into bondage or some of these kind of things, but he doesn't judge Judy. He doesn't judge these girls for everything they're into. And then it kind of like sideswipes you at the end of like, this girl sent me a letter being like, yeah, I have cancer. It's spread to the brain. I'm if you're reading this, I'm dead. Thank you for the time anyway. Thank you for not judging me. And I'm like, damn, bro.
Rug pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a weird cameo from the actual Judge Judy on that track as well.
What?
It seemed very out of place.
Yeah,
to me.
no, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
but
she can sing though. It's crazy. Yeah, who thought? Who would have thought?
I didn't. It was odd that they let her just say the N-word on the track. But
yeah,
you know what?
Yeah, you got Tyler Gambino. I think Thundercat was in the mix on this one as well. So you kind of just gotta, they gave her
just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they should have had Judge Joe Brown on the track.
Yeah.
Like, now we're talking.
We gotta get fucking Dr. Wilkos or whatever the fuck on
Steve
on
Wilkos?
Yeah, Steve Wilkos on a track or some shit. That's gonna be our thing.
We were watching this Trios of Horror one where they go on Jerry Springer.
Oh, that one's not a bad one, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's funny, they have the bodyguards on that, and that's like an animation of Steve Wilkos. This was before Steve Wilkos was Steve Wilkos.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah. Anyways,
cool.
Sticky. Yeah, we already kind of talked.
Take your mask off. Talk about that one as well.
Tomorrow was
great. That's like a almost a shoegaze emo rock song. We haven't really heard Tyler like this, like with his vocals this raw, with the production this like just acoustic guitar type shit. Like, but it's fire. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was like a Dominic Fike song or something. Yeah. That's a mini subgenre, is songs about how I don't have any cute kid or anything, but I do have a nice car.
Yeah.
The pioneer in that genre being Kanye's Welcome to Heartbreak from 808s and Heartbreaks.
Right.
Said my daughter got a brand new report card, and all I have is this brand new sports car. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you, Kanye. Thank you, Kanye.
Have to shoehorn him in anytime you can. I haven't talked about this track yet. Thought I Was Dead. Fucking fire. Surprise Schoolboy Q feature in here.
The fuck the haters kind of song for sure.
Crazy energy.
Like, what does he mean? They thought I was dead. Like,
I don't know.
Career wise, like when he took a bit of a dip post.
Maybe. Yeah.
Cherry Bomb.
Because he's been on a fucking historical run here, so I don't think anyone thought he was sleeping. Maybe last year when people were disappointed that his contribution for like the was just the deluxe album, because that's when he was following the every other year rule.
Oh right.
So people were like, oh.
No, he came back and he saved hip hop, and we got 100.
And this is our last Rapcast.
100 more years of great rap that we can talk about.
Yeah, he's dissing Ian.
I was hoping the new best rapper.
He was hoping Ian would make a surprise
would get mentioned. No, I was hoping that culturally we could talk about Who is this Ian guy? I don't think anyone named Ian should be famous, first of all.
That's true, yeah. Well, Ian Simpson.
Who's that?
Kevin Abstract.
Okay.
Being Ian.
What? Yeah, okay. There's a... You can have, like, every other Ian could be famous, but...
well, he's a...
Just some really boring, stupid white guy who's doing a Playboi Carti impression.
He's a YWA. Something from Atlanta, young white artist.
Oh, right, yeah.
Where when these rappers start
Young
to get...
White Surrogate or something?
Yeah. It was like when these rappers like start to kind of like their careers are starting to... in their twilight years, they have to foster a young white artist.
Yeah, like Juice WRLD did with the Kid Laroi.
Yeah. Or how like Lil Yachty's doing with Ian, right? So...
Oh, so he's in the Concrete?
No, but he had a big song with Yachty, and then he brought him out for Rolling Loud or some shit too, like around the same time.
Oh, yeah. Let's not make this happen. The game does not need more yeets running around.
Yeah, but I appreciate Tyler digging his foot in, because I think he got into it. He was already kind of in. He was already beefing with Ian a little bit, not like not really, but like he mentioned something about how just how it's fake and how it's you're not really about this shit.
He's been on sort of a tirade about, man, these people go up, they don't even perform, they don't even their showmanship is nothing.
Exactly.
And because I remember seeing the reaction to Kanye doing a performance in South Korea, and him just being like, man, you're there, just say the word.
He's just letting it play.
Kanye's just on stage walking around with a mask on.
Yeah. Take that mask off, man.
It might not even be him.
Yeah, it's facts. Could be pulling an MF Doom. Some bars I like on this one. Loiter Squad, baby. I don't be with these people. Some boys with me. Or same boys since me with me. Some boys with me. Moving on. 5 in the morning, I be hating on shit. 10 in the morning, I be hating on shit. I feel like that's you in a nutshell.
It's 10 in the evening.
I'm not up at 5 in the morning most times, but yeah, if I was, I would probably be hating.
Yeah, and I love the bar. Y'all want to take what I got, but y'all do not got what it takes. Fire. Yeah, I think we already talked about the rest of this. Like him, got into Balloon with Doechii. Hope you find your way home is a good, just simple outro. Reaffirming his decision to not have kids.
I want to just listen to this Balloon. The beat on Balloon.
Sounds like a fucking Nintendo game or some shit.
Yeah.
Because he's feeling lighter after gouging his soul out.
And now the story of an amazing man.
Yeah, sounds like it could have been like a Vsauce intro or some shit. Balloons! How do they work?
What if you filled up a Super Bowl stadium with 1 million balloons and popped them all at once? What would happen?
And what if Kendrick Lamar was calling Drake a file the entire time while it was happening? Would the shockwaves from all the people singing it at the same time affect the balloon?
Yeah.
What if you filled up... No, never mind.
No, alright, fair enough.
It wouldn't work, man.
Yeah.
Nah, that's stupid.
Impossible. But yeah, what else can you say about this Tyler album? It's a nice little surprise to cap off the fucking year, and I'm only going to listen to more of it, and don't be surprised if it's right the fuck up there in my year-end list.
Yeah.
He's consistent as fuck, man. What can I say? Everyone calling it mid. How about you listen to it more than once and try to have some actual articulate discussion about why you think it's not so good. And I'm shouting out Diaper Boy and or not Diaper Boy, Rad Lusso and Shraj about that, because rubbed me the wrong way. Take your mask off, guys.
Yeah. We're growing up with these artists. I'm growing up, at least. I don't know what y'all are on.
No, I'm regressing, if anything.
On some childish shit. Yeah, like, I don't know if, like, 5 years from now, all my favorite rappers are going to be rapping about having gray hair and back pain.
But, I mean, shit is better than pulling a Drake and just talking about how you're DMing these girls and how you're, like, in your feelings about this shit. Like, it's just, like, not... I'd rather you be true to yourself and make interesting music rather than not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool to see a rapper from, like, the early 2010s kind of start to talk about this shit and, like, really... in a cool way, right? Like, in a still creative way.
Yeah, but he has to do more TikToks now.
I can already see Sticky going crazy on TikTok. I don't know if it has yet, because I'm not really on TikTok like that, but like,
yeah,
it has the potential.
Nice jeans, by the way.
Thank you, man.
Kind of, that color is kind of in right now.
Mm.
I feel like just wearing sweatpants around is no longer allowed. It's a proof that you're an older millennial who is kind of out of it. And it's jeans and cargo pants.
I'm in my
now.
I have a few cargo, then I got my corduroys, which almost is anything that's like almost my Larry David fits when I'm wearing my cords.
Yeah,
but
corduroys on a Sunday,
yeah,
can't really beat that, you know.
Facts.
Or khakis. The khaki.
You've been a khaki guy. You were even as a kid. You were a khaki guy.
I'm putting all my fucking
a khaki stock.
All my money in khaki stocks. Because like there's gonna be a resurgence. Once I become extremely famous and rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this episode's gonna do it. This is the
one. We're doing numbers.
We're at hour 20 right now.
Let's just get this logic shit out of the way.
Okay, fine.
and then we'll close out and we'll come back and we'll talk about everything else.
All right, you want to get the logic shit out of here? Let's get the logic shit out of here. Fine.
First, I need to plug in the computer.
I bleed it. I fucking bleed it.
I want you to love me. Why don't you love me? So hard, bro.
Bumping that peace, love, and positivity. Everybody poops. Everybody poops.
Nice satire, bro. No, careful, you're gonna hurt yourself, man.
I fucking twist my arm and then it's like... It's a workplace injury, okay? Yeah. I need months and months of back pay for this. Dude, have you ever seen Pulp Fiction? And
it feels like I have, even if I haven't.
Reservoir Dogs?
Logic's discography to this point. We'll never escape Logic. I'm sorry, Alex. We're gonna talk about it every time. He was one of my first rappers I got into.
I think we're one of the only publications in the world that devotes so much time and energy to the life of a Mr. Logic
Bobby
Smith.
Hill or Hall or whatever.
What's his name?
Bobby Hall. That's his name.
His real name is Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby. Bobby Boy. Bobby Tarantino.
Right, Bobby Tarantino. Yeah. Okay.
But Logic, I say this every other episode, Logic is back.
Yeah.
And
this is
we need to get him on at this point.
This is like the 9th time he's come out of retirement.
Yeah. I mean, this time it's with...
And this time it's going to stick.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, he's been back since Vinyl Days was his return. And then... No, not Vinyl... It was... Yeah, Vinyl Days, and then it was College Park last year. And now it's Ultra 85. Ultra 85 is an album that has been teased for like 10 years. He loves doing that shit. It's a sequel to The Incredible True Story, his second debut album, which is, about these two guys trying to find like the paradise, New Earth, and they're talking about Tarantino the whole time and which movies you like. So it's
so this isn't a new idea.
This is a sequel, or this is a prequel. The story is a prequel. Because this is like the start where they know each other, and The Incredible True Story. I feel so stupid talking about this.
You're Charlie Day in that meme now with the fucking corkboard.
It
all goes back.
So that's
to the Incredible True Story.
Yeah, you listen to that. So that the narration is the picks up at the end of this.
Yeah.
So.
And what does Neil deGrasse Tyson have to do with this?
Nothing at all. Thank God he's not in this album.
That's a plus.
Yeah,
that's a positive thing I can say about this album.
Yeah, and what I'll say about this album is that he really has to stop with the skits. He's not good at it. They're not funny. They're not clever. It's bad acting. It's just they're never. It's not good. He's really got to, and it's just bogging it down, making the album much longer than it needs to be. I understand that's the kind of shit he grew up on. He wants to tell stories, do all that other shit. That's fine, but. Have the skits all separated so I can just delete them off my phone right away, and then I can just have the music. That's what I'll say, Bobby.
There was a song that I didn't mind called Fear off of it.
Fear's a good one. That one's kind of more of a poppy, dancier type of track, just talking about how he's not afraid of being himself anymore.
But again, kind of ruined by the fact there's no cutting off that cheesy-ass sketch that's at the end, or that like this whole storyline. These guys on the spaceship, and they have like all of human accomplishments of art like available to them, and they're like, oh,
let's play some Logic. That's like if painting this scenario. If the world ends, you have light years out there, right? You got infinite time out there. Logic's gonna come up in the rotation maybe at the end. Like it's not gonna come out for a while. It's gonna be Marvin Gaye. It's gonna be fucking Frank Sinatra. It's gonna be a while till we get to Logic, I think.
But I mean, it's depending on what kind of guys are going to be working on these spaceships in the future.
That's true. It's going to be nerds.
They're still going to be Logic type people because they're all going to be like descendants of Elon Musk or whatever. The only living human beings left.
Yeah.
It's really cool if you like science. Honestly, I think that Logic is okay. All of his artistic decisions are okay if it's under the banner of nerd rap.
Yeah.
If you're like, this needs to be categorized as nerd rap.
Yeah.
And it's like cool for nerds. And like I am a nerd.
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
I'm not necessarily into like the sci-fi and video games and stuff as much as he probably is. But like him expressing his love for these fandoms and stuff through his music, I fucked with that. Because like I like people who are passionate about things.
There was a song on this Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where he was relating specifically Quentin Tarantino movies with how he got into hip hop, because it started with Kill Bill, and like how his favorite movie has changed after a while. And it's an interesting metaphor, the song, like how it just goes through like Quentin's fucking filmography and goes through his career as well at the same time.
No, like there's some content there, like he's trying to a degree. I wish he would drop all the talking about the internet and the critics and the...
It's been a lot of that for
a
long time. Get
over it!
I feel like this feels like the end of it, just based on like it's been a few albums of this kind of subject matter now, and like the song of like Fear and like these kind of things about how he's like fully. There's some therapy talking here type shit of like how he's fully realized this. How it doesn't bother him anymore, this kind of shit, how he's, moved on, but he's still talking about it, so it's like, how much have you really moved on?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that next time, the next Logic we'll get in like 6 months or whatever, won't have much of this. But overall, in terms of Logic albums, this is probably one of the better ones to me, honestly. I'd say it's better than College Park from last year, for sure.
Yeah, no, I didn't hate it.
Production is immaculate to me.
It's not like bad to listen to, really. Aside from like this... sketches.
There's some lyrical miracle shit in there for sure. You're gonna get that, but I feel like it's a little bit less so in this Logic album than other albums, maybe. Some of like the filler bars and just kind of rapping with the same kind of. I got a Beretta and a Vendetta, a little bit less of that.
He's a pretty predictable like rhymesmith.
Yeah,
but it's not like offensively bad. It's kind of just like it's definitely like influenced by the old school Beastie Boys kind of era of like he comes from a very specific milieu of rappers that he fits into, and he's better than all the other rappers that he brought along with the Rat Pack or whatever, like when they do songs together,
Big Lembo and shit like that,
like they're all kind of similar quality, but he's just like one head taller than
it's like
the rest.
Lil Wayne, how Young Money had. Lil Wayne has like Euro and fucking some of these other guys that are like kind of just Lil Wayne clones, but they're not nearly as good.
Yeah, like
not me comparing Logic to Lil Wayne in any way, but like you know what I'm saying.
No, but it's a similar idea of like he's a good enough. Like I think that I'm sick of there being no room for a middle class in hip hop.
Right.
Being an okay artist, there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't think Logic should get clowned every single second that he exists either, because he's not that like it's not that funny after a while. Like there's a biracial rapper, ha ha ha. Like he did the 1-800 Don't Kill Yourself.
Yeah, that was like
song.
10 years ago.
These are really old memes at this point. You got to move on if you're a hater, even like and come up with some fresh things to hate on because it's not really worth the hate.
Yeah.
So I like. Even though I agree with his perspective on that comes through in his music about the haters and the critics and the online culture, he's right. But I just don't want to hear anything about it.
He's done it to death.
I don't want to hear anything more about it. I don't want to hear that it's even affecting you.
Yeah.
Just you.
There's at one point when Which song is it? I think it's on the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood song where he realizes that he's not gonna have rap with the same passion or the same artistry that he used to, and how like he can't create that magic again, which I think is because like what else you can almost argue what else is there for Logic to rap about if he's not rapping about how he has all these haters and he's so much better than them and all this other kind of stuff
about aliens and stuff and how he's really dope.
But it was an interesting perspective of him like realizing that because so many people like so many Logic fans including myself like yearn for the days of Under Pressure and The Incredible True Story and some of his earlier mixtapes like because there was so much potential there, but then he kind of just stagnated. Well, he went pop for a few years and he tried to make money, which he has admitted to, and then he kind of that kind of stagnated his raps, and now he's kind of just getting back into it the past few years in the 2020s of trying to really be a rapper again. To varying degrees of success. I
really wouldn't listen to this if it wasn't for me and this show.
Yeah.
But when I hear it, I'm like, it's not that bad. It's pretty entertaining.
I mean, the only songs that I didn't like were the 44 Ever song. I'm not a fan of. The song Teleport with the whole like, she bugging me like zit zit. Like zit 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 zit. And that's the whole chorus. And I'm like,
bugging me like zit 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 zit.
I don't know. Zit zit zit. Yeah, no. I don't like that.
I thought that was kind of funny.
It's fun. And the song concept isn't that bad. It's kind of a cool concept of how he says teleport and he like keeps transitioning to different points in his life. And like it's a cool rapping technique to do, I guess. So it's not that bad. But the song Thank You for Believing in Me, the last song, it's kind of more of the singer guitar track that I'm not.
Worst kind.
I'm not. That's the Logic songs that we don't like out here on the Rapcast. And I know you don't like the Love Me song.
I listened to it again. It wasn't as bad as when I first heard it.
It's not that bad.
But it's just that middle part where he's like, I just want love!
Yeah, it's cringe. It's cringe. I'll give you that.
Why won't you love me?
Yeah. It's because you do that. It's because of that.
That's the reason.
But that's what I mean about, like, it seems like he's rapping about that in a state of like how that's how he used to be. He used to want your love and attention and all this kind of stuff, and now he's kind of moved past. He's like doesn't need that anymore. So I'm hoping that we're not going to get another song like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, or else it's just going to show no progression and no growth artistically with his music. But I mean, the first song, Paul Rodriguez, I think is fucking fire. It's like a 6-minute song, but he's like spitting on that, and he has some bars in there as well.
I like that one as well.
Yeah,
I think that's a skateboarder.
Yeah.
And he was kind of mentioning like, oh, this is like that Tony Hawk pro skater type beat.
Yeah, love that. Love hearing that.
That's his bag when he gets into it.
Yeah, when he's rapping fast, but not necessarily just lyrical miracle shit, where he's also talking about shit as well at the same time. Like that's where he's at his best. But
there's too many tracks to go track by track on that one, but
yeah, I mean, I liked Mission Control, Deja Vu. Deja Vu is kind of just a repeat of a song from The Incredible True Story, but it's fine. Ghost in the Machine, I like a lot. He had a Z Loopers feature on here, which is kind of cool.
But yeah, like when you mentioned the skits, like
City in the Stars was good.
Wait, so are you telling me that on The Incredible True Story there was a whole Tarantino thing on that as well?
No, but like it was the characters Kai and Thomas or whatever, where these were characters in the Incredible True Story, and they were on a mission to find Earth. Tarantino has just been, I think he's said the word, like someone has said Tarantino on his albums since the fucking, like that's just making a joke about how he's always talking about Tarantino and sci-fi and shit like that.
Because that scene where they're literally just talking like two film bros and they're like,
oh, so you're saying Christopher Nolan is better than
but Inception was one of the craziest movies ever.
Yeah. Two words, Pulp Fiction. It's like, bro, this is the most basic fucking first-year college one I'm going to blow my brains out type conversation.
Like, am I in Andrew's dorm room right now?
Like this, it's just...
Talking to some art major?
I understand he wants to be like a writer and storyteller, but it's just not well... I don't know, it's just not well written, and it's not well acted either, unfortunately, the skits, so... And that goes for College Park as well. Vinyl Days, it was like real people talking about shit, but it was just way too many of them, and it was kind of cringe as well. Like,
yeah.
So he's got to cut it out. Because No Pressure, his retirement album, didn't have any skits, and it was great. So
there's got to be some kind of contingency, anti-skit rap fans. Like we gotta show up like protest. I don't know where we would protest this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
I'm not against the concept of skits.
College Dropout skits were great. Right? Like,
it's almost a part of the genre of hip hop. Yeah, there's terrible skits.
Yeah, you have to accept some of them, but if 3 albums in a row have really bad, too many skits that fucking weigh it down, that's a fucking problem. Like, it's different if you're doing a concept album and you have a lot of skits. Like, okay, you're just trying shit. That's fine. But like, if multiple bodies of work have the same problem, it's like, okay, who's not telling them this? Who's in the studio that's shutting his mouth?
It's funny how like people are criticizing a lot of people for putting out their album and then doing another version of it and another
deluxe,
like, all these capitalizations over the streams. But something I wouldn't mind is the proper album. Then
skitless one.
No skit. Like, where's there's no way to filter it out because it's in the song itself.
Yeah, what I liked about actually I don't know, so Earth Gang had 3 EPs back in the day. Rags, Robots, and Royalty. There was skits throughout all of them. The first 2, the skits were on top of the songs, were in the songs, and the third one they were separate, and you can just delete. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, that's awesome. So. And they realized it. They took 2 EPs, but they realized it. So
yeah, but it's interesting because it's like we are a fan of the album process, and sometimes
you have to respect the like it's a part of the it's a part of hip hop,
of the vision of what they were going for. But yeah, sometimes it's just not worth it. So
yeah,
we're gonna invent some kind of app,
Skitless,
that de-skitifies your audio tracks. Copyrighted. 5
people would love it and would be like, "This is the greatest thing ever," and then no one else. It's such a niche thing. Probably.
The stem player should have some kind of.
Yeah, that's true. What happened to the stem? Did you get a stem player?
No,
I think our friend of the show Digo got a stem player.
They're flying off the shelves.
Are they
this Christmas?
Oh boy,
it's gonna be the #1 toy. This
if you bring me a gift this Christmas, we've ever gotten each other Christmas gifts in our entire lives. Yeah. If you show up with a stem player, I'm throwing it in the trash. I'm just telling you that right now. No, I'll accept it because it's a gesture of your love.
I'm getting you a Chromakopia mask. Let's go. All right, let's wrap this thing up.
Rapcast 70. Check us out next time.
And happy
More new
Halloween.
Music. Happy fucking Remembrance Day, Thanksgiving, and remember to tune into the podcast every single day of your life.
New episodes of the Rapcast. Only on YouTube and all the other
Spotify and Apple. Yes.
Wow, it looks so weird.
It's the Caprio, he dapping hard and goes. The master funk, the slapper skunk. Shit that always stunk. Capper hard to slapper, might as well kiss and tell. That's the hell I'm sleeping in. The den, might as well.